Hello there. Welcome to this video tutorial on building a SharePoint 2010 branding project using Visual Studio 2010. I'm sure every SharePoint project needs some kind of branding, be it applying custom layout or a different color based on the company theme, or maybe just change the images or something like that. So whatever be the reason, it gives you as a developer an opportunity to add in your custom stuff, especially if you are interested in uh, in jQuery and things like that. So let's get started. So what I have here is a very basic uh, out of the box SharePoint site, a team site, and I want to brand this using my custom master page. So to start, I have here a SharePoint blank project, uh, and we will start adding our content in here. Now for this demo purpose, I'm going to use out of the box v4 master page, which can be located in the global folder of the SharePoint root folder. It's under SharePoint root template global. So to add this master page in your project, you need to create add a module file in here. So let's do that. Okay, so by default it adds a text file, so we don't need we need to get rid of this. Delete. Next we go to add our v4.master. So once that is set, as you can see, there's some uh, markup that has been already added. So the first thing we need to do is the URL. Now this is the path from where it's going to be provisioned. This is the path from the feature location that it's going to provision, and this is the destination path where the file is going to be finally put in. So first thing you notice is this is going to a folder called my master page, but in our project, so I open that same site in SharePoint Designer, it has to go under catalogs master page, so it has to live in here. So we're going to change this path to catalogs slash master page, and the next thing I do is rename it. I don't want it to be a template, so here now it's the actual provisioning. So I just remove the TMP just to differentiate between the template and the actual implementation, the provision file. Next we go to add a few properties in here. So there are three properties I'm going to add in this case. One is the title, nothing much to say on that. One is a preview image, so it's just a image. If you are if you are selecting a master page through the UI, it shows a small preview image. As you can see, it's a GIF file in here, and we need to provision this one too. We'll come to it in a moment. Third one is the most important one. Here is the content type. We need to set the content type of the file being provisioned to the master page to be the content type of the type master page. So I put in the value. This value is being picked up from the resources file. So put this value in here. We are done with this. Next I'm going to put in the preview image. Okay, so here's my preview image file added in there. Again, it puts in a default location. I don't want to put in a default location. I want to put it in under master page, and I don't want to put directly under the master page folder, so I'm going to create a new folder. And it's going to be provisioned as master page, master preview. Now if you notice, this location is the same as this one. That's how it's going to pick up this preview image when you select a master page through the UI. So we are done with this XML. Save it. Next we are going to add a few files. Specifically one's a jQuery file, and one we want to add a custom CSS file. So let's do that. This can be anything. What I like to do is put all my scripting files in a separate folder. Okay, so we have the files here. To add my required files in here. Now jQuery file, you can download it from jQuery official site. Master page, nothing special in here. I'm just overriding one CSS class just to put a red border around any web part. So that's what it does. The same way you can add in multiple files as you need. So once you have this, you go back to your master page to modify or your master page to include these files in here. So let's add our references. I'm going to add the CSS file just below the CSS link. So one thing to note in here is if you want to override some of the core CSS applied classes, so you have to use this property, apply this property in here, so it has to load after c4 core4.css. So make sure that the core4 CSS has been applied, and then you are overriding that style. The thing here to note here is we use the special SharePoint tokens to map to my CSS file. Now in case of the script link, it always looks under the layouts folder. So under the layouts folder I have a folder called my, and that's how I created my scripts and jQuery. So I'm going by my scripts and jQuery. Now localizable equal to false is required, otherwise it's I'm going to put it under 1033. That's the default for English version. So if you put this in here, it's not going to put under any special folder. It's going to put it right at the root of the layouts. Scripts added. I'm going to put in some text so that we can see that text in there. Identify that it's our custom master page. That's it. Our master page customization is done. Not in real world, but you will still have to go modify it, but at least the provisioning is done. Next time I'm going to build a feature, so call it my Randy feature. We need to add a event receiver. Now this event receiver is responsible to apply this custom master page uh, to your site. So I'm going to uncomment the activated and deactivating handlers in here. This doesn't do anything special. I'm just trying to get the location of my master file and apply it to the web.master URL and custom master URL. Similarly, here while deactivating, I'm just taking the location of my v4 master and apply it to um, the master URL and custom master URL of the web. So that's it. Now we are ready to test it. I have pointed it to my SharePoint brand in here. That's this site. Adding solution, deployed, succeed. There you go. My custom text in here and my CSS applied in here. Only thing that remains is to check whether your JS has been applied. So going to edit this page. And insert a web part. I'm going to put a small jQuery script, just displaying hello world, just to show that the JS has been applied. There you go. The jQuery also is working now. My default master in here and the preview images in here. Now there might be different places where you apply this branding, and tomorrow if you had any change, what you can do is you can change it in here and redeploy it, and it's going to apply to all the sites that have this feature activated. That's because this file, the template file, is being stored in template features, and it's called my master page, and it's in here. Now if I had to open it and edit it, you're going to change the text that we put in here. And refresh. As you can see that the modified text in here. So hope you learned something by this, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section, and I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you for watching this video.